I do. I love living here. I actually had a choice between Germany or here. And I was like, obviously, I should go to the United States because they speak English and I speak English. But I found out very quickly I don't. Because every time I would speak to an American, after a few seconds, they'd be like, oh my God, your English is so good. And I'd have to be like, oh, thank you so much. It is my only language. I always thought that was like a you thing for the people from the United States. I thought it was like a you issue that you didn't know that Ireland speaks English predominantly as a first language. But it is a big country, so it's like, that's fine, but it's still a you thing, okay? Until recently, I was getting my coffee at my local coffee shop, and the barista also has a non-United States accent, so I always wanted to ask her where she's from, but that's something that you guys do. So I was trying to be tactful with it, and then eventually she told me that she was going home to Spain for a holiday, and I was like, oh my God, you're from Spain? I'm from Ireland. We're neighbours. And then she was like, well, how long have you lived here? And I said, 10 years. And she goes, that's why your English is so good. I was like, thank you so much. I've been working on it for 34 years. So I think it's a me thing, to be honest. Words are hard. We do have an Irish language, though. I don't want to mislead you. We do have one. It's kind of hard to explain because majority of the country do speak English as a first language, and it's a bit of history, but it's because when the Brits came, they outlawed it, and the food. That was literally just for the Irish in the room. It is one of those things, though. You know the way Gen Z is making every country feel bad about something. In your country, it's climate change. You should stop. In our country, it's that we don't speak our native language. So I've been trying to relearn it. For the Irish in the room, clap if you can speak it fluently. It's really hard, though. It was taught really badly to us, okay? It's really hard. But I've been trying to relearn it. And I didn't realise how important it is to know your native language, because all of a sudden I was like, wow, we are so dramatic as a people. Because if you want to say I'm hungry in Irish, it's to ucrasurm, but then that translates back into English as the hunger is on me. That is the most famine-head way to say that. 2 famine references. That's the thing about Irish people. We will always bring up the famine. Okay? It's our 9/11. I wrote on my notes not to do that joke. I was like, don't do it. Don't do it. But I did it. We have different slang too, because a lot of our slang would have been based off Irish. So I didn't realise that you guys didn't know our slang. Because we know all of your slang, because we grew up watching your TV shows, okay? But I didn't realise people don't watch Irish shows over here. I know you're watching Dairy Girls now, so you're... I mean, yeah, but a lot of you are 20 years behind, okay? Some people actually think that is in real time, and they'll come up to me and be like, oh my God, are the Brits trying to kill you? I'm like, yes. That is why I came to your country. Freedom. No, it's the slang is something I've had to explain so many times, you know? I've never had to... If you are sick back home, you'll say, I'm in bits, okay? And I was saying that to my American friends, like, oh, I can't go out, I'm in bits. And they were like, what? And I was like, got really defensive. I was like, obviously it means I'm sick, because I'm in bits. I'm in little pieces. I'm not whole. Then I was like, oh my God, have I been a poet my whole life? It's so embarrassing. Then there's one that we use everywhere in the country, which is very versatile, and you'll hear it a million times if you ever go to Ireland. It's grand, okay? So how are you? Grand. How's the meal? Grand. How's the weather? Grand. It means fine. I had no idea that Americans were hearing that and interpreting that as grand, grandiose, amazing. So every time I was answering with grand to Americans, and I would say it multiple times, they'd be like, wow, you're so positive. I was like, I'm suicidal. I love doing that line because the people who have been suicidal cackle the loudest. They're like, we survived it. I found out the miscommunication with Gran because I had an American friend over here, a man, and I slept with him because it's really important for me to ruin a friendship. But because he was a friend, I was just like, how was that for you? I don't actually want to know the answer, if I'm honest. But he was being polite back and trying to use my slang, and he was like, it was grand. I was like, fuck you. I did all my best moves as well. I was very quiet and very still. Okay, I'm so glad you guys enjoyed that, because I did that recently at an American event, and it was all Gen Z advertisers, and when I said that line, they go, aww. I was like, it's fine, I've learned from you. I enjoy sex now, I make noises. I'm like, it it was really hard for me to date an American because you guys have feelings. It's so weird to explain this because my friend told me I was a hypocrite for saying that on stage because he was like, you're the most emotional person I've ever met. And I was like, yeah, but that's not what I said. Okay? Because you guys grew up with like having feelings and being able to identify them and articulate them, okay? I would wake up feeling I'm depressed for the whole day, okay? I'll call my dad. He acts like I've just called tech support, by the way. Because he's like, have you turned it on and off again? And what the fuck type of answer is that? But then he'll be like, did you have water today? And I'm like, oh, never mind, mixed up my depression with dehydration again. Oh my God, so when I broke up with him, I was fine. That was the feeling I felt. It was just like, next chapter, move on, I'm grand. But the way my American friends were showing up for me, the level of support they were giving me, it made me feel bad that I didn't feel bad, okay? One of the girls showed up to my house with soup. That's a fucking sad food. So then I was like, what is wrong with me? Do I not have like real emotions? And I kept thinking about it. So then I walked out of the street one days and I kept thinking about it and then my eyes started to water and I was like, oh, sadness. And then I sneezed. I was like, never mind, just that emotion of pollen. It's hard though. I just find there's two parts to it. There's being a woman and there's being Irish. The woman part every woman in the room can relate to. I don't know if straight men know this. When we break up with you, we've already done that 6 months previously in our head. Okay? We have the bags mentally packed. All of the WhatsApp groups have known for months, okay? You walk in for dinner one day, you're like, what are we going to have tonight? And we're like, this fucker has no idea what's about to happen to him. Then the second part is being Irish because for our generation, I'm presuming we're all from the same generation, the Irish in the room, every other generation had it worse than us. So we could never complain about anything. If we said, oh, my knee is sore, your parents would be like, the recession, okay? Your grandparents would be talking about the famine, even though they didn't exist during the famine, okay? You could never complain. So it's just a people who shove everything down, process all those emotions when they're 80 and immediately pass away. It's a medical condition at home. It's called dying of feelings. And then I find it hard to date American men as an Irish woman. I think Irish women are very, very different. We're brought up in a culture that is roasting. We call it slagging, which is flirting. But that makes American men cry. It's a little bit awkward. And then we can't date Irish men over here. You know why? Yeah, because American women, stop dating. This should be a PSA. Stop dating our men, okay? Because they come over here, and some of them are fine, some of them are good looking, some of them are not. But you're just so enamored by the accent, okay? So they come over here and you're like, oh my God, you're gorgeous. They've never gotten a compliment in their life. They can't come back to us where we're like, you're going to wear that outside in public. And they're perfect for us because they know us culturally, okay? Because we can be quite, you know, hyper-independent, a bit defensive. I'll give an example. When the bill comes to the table, or the check as you guys call it, we will physically fight the Irish man for the bill, okay? He knows he's still paying for that bill at the end, okay? But the American man, I was like, oh, would you like me to pay? And he was like, okay. And I was like, who the fuck raised you? Give me your phone number right now. I found the cute little names that you have for women over here too weird as well. My ex wanted to be able to call me baby. Clap in the room if you like being called baby. Childhood trauma? Or you just like attention? A bit of both. Okay, baby. Sorry, I feel like I just like was very. I feel like I should be get reported to HR for that. No, it's such ick for me. I hate it. My ex kept trying to call me baby, and I was like, no, you can't. And he was like, what will I call you? And I was like, my name. What a foreign concept. He wouldn't let it go, though. He needed something cute and different to call me, so he Googled what my name is in Irish. Remember the language I told you I do not speak? And he kept calling me Cocheen, okay? He might as well have been calling me fucking Pamela. And then every time he'd be like, Cocheen, Cocheen. My friend was like, why is he impersonating a slot machine? If I ever was a stripper, I wouldn't be though, because I can't wear heels. But if I ever was, it'd be such a good stripper name. Every time you put the dollar in, I'm just like, Cocheen. Yeah, I don't like my ex wouldn't drop it as well, this nickname thing. It was the only thing we really had like a serious argument about our whole relationship. He brought it up when he started to show me engagement rings. Also, when he was showing me engagement rings, how do I explain this? At some point in my relationship, my ex decided he was not going to work anymore, okay? Yeah. I know. But see, this is the thing, like, look, every country is xenophobic. It's just, the States, you're a bit more loud about it, okay? But what the story that's not being told over here is that what happens is us immigrants end up coming over and supporting one of your fuckers. That's not the immigrant dream I signed up for. When he showed me the engagement rings, I was like, oh no, if we get married, I'm going to have to pay for the wedding. That's a level of feminism I'm not okay with. But then he goes, don't worry, I'm not going to propose until you let me call you baby. I know. I was like, excuse you. I paid for the rent this month. You can call me madame. Thanks. My ex is nice, though. He's actually really, really lovely. We just have different work ethics and what we want for the future. And I am a little bit older, so all those things they factor in. But I have to say he's nice because I feel quite guilty talking about him. But when I broke up with him, he was very reasonable with it. He was like, you're right, I need to work on all these things. And we had a big conversation about it. And I called my dad and I was like, isn't this amazing that he's been so like reasonable? And it was an easy breakup. And my dad was like, he's even too lazy to argue. My dad didn't want me to marry him just because my dad is he's an Irish man and he's had like 4 jobs his whole life. Back home, your identity is kind of based on how much you work, which can be, it's not that it's right, but my dad is not going to accept anybody who hasn't got at least one, So he kept trying to ask my dad for permission to marry me, and my dad knew that he was trying to do that, and I've never heard my dad say so many times, I'm going to feed the cows. We don't even have cows. I don't know what fucking field he was wandering into to overfeed the neighbour's cows. But I'm glad I was with my ex because it taught me a lot about like a healthy relationship. Before I was actively dating crazy guys. I loved crazy guys. It's just, I don't know how to explain it. It's some sort of, like, mental. But, like, nice guys would hit on me in my 20s all the time. And they'd be lovely and they'd be good looking and they'd have good jobs. And they'd come up and I'd be like, no, thank you. And there'd be some guy twitching in the corner. I'd be like, that's my man. So, with my ex just being nice, it was so nice to be just taken off the streets, But while I was with him, I decided I should go to therapy, which is very taboo for Irish. Clap if you've gone to therapy, yeah? Oh, yeah, brilliant. Oh, you haven't? Oh, she just confessed to her friend. I haven't told you this, but I'm so sorry, I've been going to therapy. It's really taboo in our country, to be honest. I think we're coming more to terms with it. Best thing I ever did, like, you could just go and talk about your problems. Before, I used to just drink. It's amazing. No, what was so helpful about it is all my exes, they were crazy, they were toxic, they all cheated. But I loved that. Don't get me wrong, I loved a good story to tell my friends, okay? I always had something to complain about. I always had the best stories, and your friends love it too, okay? They don't they want you to date a nice guy, but they don't want to hear the stories. Oh, yeah, he's just nice and treat me right. That's boring, okay? They want to hear he tried to hit me, but he missed. I can do that, he missed. But anyway, so with my therapist, she was like, don't project any of that stuff into this relationship, And just because other guys cheated, it doesn't mean your current boyfriend would cheat. She made me so chill that I wouldn't even have cared if my ex had cheated. Firstly, he's extremely socially introverted and he plays video games all day. If he had cheated, I would have been like, oh my God, you made a friend. She got you off the couch. Who's this amazing woman? My therapist was weird. She's really nice and amazing and she was so helpful with relationship stuff. The thing is, she was only $15 an hour. So not all the advice was great, okay? Which is fine. If I'm only paying $15 an hour, you just pick and choose, okay? I told her I have really bad anxiety and it comes out, this is so not relatable for anybody, but it comes out through weeing. Does anybody get wee anxiety? No. See, I'm insane, okay? Well, okay, so I have like 5 cups of coffee and 10 cups of tea a day, and then on top of all your water, okay? So when I go to bed at night, I'm like, oh my God, you should go for a wee. You've been drinking all day. But then I'll come back to the bed and I go, you should go for another one, you know, you have full bladder. I'll go back and forth, and I'll nearly give myself a fucking UTI, okay? And so I said this to my therapist. I was like, obviously I have anxiety and it's manifesting this way. Can we work on it? And she goes, sure, you should wear a diaper. It's like, I didn't say I'm wetting the bed. She got so defensive as well. She was like, I don't know why you come to me if you don't want a solution. I was like, but for months we worked on my ability to say no. I'm just doing the thing that you taught me. I mean, it makes sense. She's only $15 an hour. She probably has like an Etsy diaper business on the side. The poor woman. God, I hope she never watches this because she is lovely. Every story I do about someone is just Catholic guilt afterwards. Like, oh God, no, they're very nice. When my family found out I was going to therapy, they were so, like, when specifically my grandparents, because that is just like they just could not get their head around it. My grandfather was going around telling people in our town that I was doing the thing Tom Cruise is doing. I was like, I am not a Scientologist. People were coming up to me when I went home and be like, do you think you're a lizard now, do you? I was like, no, I don't think I'm a lizard. God, I had to undo all this stuff. But then my grandfather kept at me with it. He was like, you don't need to pay for therapy, like $15 an hour. But anyway, he's like, you don't need to pay for it. You can just will away your issues. He goes, I had a fear of flying and one day I went, pew, gone. Which obviously everybody knows that's not true. That's not real. He doesn't know the truth, though. The truth is my grandmother wanted to go on trips to Spain when this became a thing, but he refused to because of his fear of flying. She's a nurse at home, so she would take Valium from work. She would bring it home. She would crush it up and put it in his food. So for 30 years, this man thinks he willed away his fear of flying. He was just flying high. My grandfather is so Irish. There's a lot of there's been a lot of really bad stereotypes about Irish people, and I don't think any of the previous generations have really said anything about it, except for Gen Z. They're like, stop it. And I get it, you know, there's you call us violent, alcoholics. I've never been violent with anybody, and I'm not an alcoholic anymore. I wouldn't have identified as one until I came to this country, because I'd be talking to Americans, they'd be like, yeah, I'm in AA, and I'm like, oh my God, did you burn down the house? And they're like, no. And I'm like, did you kill the kids? And they're like, no. And I'm like, why are you in AA? And they're like, well, I used to drink Friday and Saturday and Sunday. And I was like, oh my God, I'm an alcoholic. No idea. And I agree with a lot of the stereotypes. You know, that's not what Irish people are. But the only issue I have is when you meet my grandfather, he looks like propaganda the Brits would use against us. He's worn a Peaky Blinders hat every day of his life. I have never seen the top of his head. I don't know if he has hair. He's a farmer. Well, he's a Catholic as well, and he's a farmer. He grows his own potatoes because he's like, we'll never let it happen again. His favourite drink is Guinness. He's obsessed with Guinness. He actually has his own seat at the local bar with his own arse print, and he goes there every day and he has his Guinness. When I was 15, my first ever job was in that bar, and the owner was like, you're going to pour your first pint of Guinness and you're going to give it to your grandfather. And he was like, it's going to be a beautiful moment. And then my grandfather sent it back. I said this on stage 2 weeks ago in Dublin, and my sister watched the show, and afterwards she was like, did that really happen to you? And I was like, yeah. And so she's 15 years younger than me. He had done the exact same thing to her. That is the longest bit to keep going. He doesn't like Gen Z. Of course, that's fair. He doesn't relate to them. My sister is Gen Z. And when I was home, she was telling me in front of him that she was being gaslit at school. And my grandfather got such a fright, he thought someone had tried to set her afire. Then she explained what gaslighting is, and he looked like he would have preferred if someone had tried to set her afire. He's very nationalist, too, when it comes to Irish culture, because a lot of that stuff was outlawed by the Brits. So we have our... Oh, my God, it's so hard to explain. So we have our own football. Okay. It's called Gaelic football. All you need to know is 32 counties have their own team, okay? And my grandfather is he's from a place called Longford, which you also wouldn't know. Oh my God, you clapped. Are you from Longford?
My mom's from Longford.
Oh, you're not going to like the next thing I'm about to say. I don't know if you would have clapped with all the Irish in the room if you really knew about Longford.
I know.
Oh, the joy. Ignorance is bliss. I feel so bad that I'm about to educate you. And like, look, I love going back to visit Longford when I'm here because it's so noisy and it's green. Okay, let's say the good things about it. It's beautiful, but it is the Alabama of Ireland. Okay, they've got guns. They voted against same-sex marriage. There was a whole Facebook thing once where they were trying to vote them off being a county. Okay, yeah, you really did not know what you were wooing. No, it really is like Alabama. One of the girls I knew growing up, she ended up marrying her cousin. People get really uncomfortable with that, and I don't know why, because I'm like, they had 8 kids and 7 were fine. That's just good maths. We could all hope for that, you know? And they're really hot, so good for them. But he gives me this jersey. And I did spend like a good chunk of my life there, so he doesn't identify me as from Kildare. He was like, you're from Longford, here's the jersey. The thing about the jersey, it's the colours of the Ukrainian flag. Okay? And I'm an idiot. When all the Ukrainian flags popped up in New York, I was walking around like, I had no idea there were so many people from Longford here this whole time. Wow, could have had a community. And then, of course, my accent is in what's perpetuated in movies. I don't know if you saw P.S. I Love You and Jared Butler doing hate crime of an accent. But we have a lot of different accents. And so if you just hear me with an accent and you saw me wearing the Ukrainian colours, a lot of people were thinking I was Ukrainian. Americans would stop me in the street and be like, oh my God, we're so sorry for what's happening to your people. And I'd be like, the Brits, they left ages ago. And they're like, we knew the Brits were involved. They're always involved. And that can happen living in New York. I don't know if anybody is actually from New York. New Yorkers will stop you and talk to you, and they have this stereotype that they're rude. They're not. New Yorkers are just direct. I mean, if you're insecure, it might seem rude. For anyone who's not from New York, a New Yorker will stop you in the street and be like, love your sneakers, hate your face. You're like, okay. It's refreshing, to be honest. But my grandfather called me and he was like, have you been wearing that jersey? And I was like, yeah. And I told him that a New Yorker girl had stopped me in the street to tell me it was ugly, and he goes, oh, that bitch is gaslighting you. Oh. I'm really excited for him to use new terms that he learns from my sister. They raise the price of milk in the local store and he goes in and goes, you're all narcissists. He would not survive here if he visited, just because it's such a different world. I think New York might be okay. America in general, like some of the PC stuff, and then there's no PC. It's very confusing. You guys pick a fucking lane. But the fact that the C word is such an offensive word is so confusing to me, okay? Especially like for Irish people, you should warn us. I don't know if you know this, but like the C word is our first word. It's usually cunt, mammy, daddy. That's why it's crazy that we would come over here and it's such an offensive word that I could say cunt and that someone would be so uncomfortable, but then be like, bang, bang, bang. Yeah. This doesn't make any sense. I think it's definitely better in my accent. It's more musical. I remember I said it once and a woman was like, oh my God, what did she just say in her native tongue? I was like, I called you a cunt. And then we have these like Irish events, and they're fun. I can rarely go because I'm usually working, but they're so fun to go to because it's always like predominantly people from Ireland. And then there's always one girl dating some guy from the Midwest, okay? And he's just surrounded by people going, cunt, 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 cunt. And you see his eyes light up because he's finally in a safe space to say the word he's been saying in his head his whole life. But it's not natural to his vocab. He's never said it out loud before. And the problem here is you guys pronounce all the letters in the word. So he's like, cunt. And we're like, oh, we didn't fucking say that. Oh, Michelle, he hates women. Get rid of him. I wanted to include that whole bit on this YouTube thing. And it's like a TV show thing on YouTube. And I wanted to include that. But if I say cunt on YouTube, the algorithm literally fucks you, okay? Which, by the way, is discrimination against Irish people. But I was like, how do I include that? Like, it's like one of my favourite bits. And then I was like, oh my God, you're such an idiot. You've been just going around the country saying cunt 17 times. You could just say C word. Everybody knows what the C word is. So I did that, said C word. They posted that section of the joke. And then someone online wrote, what's the C word? I was like, what fucking rock have you been living under? But then some nurse from Iowa wrote the funniest thing I've ever seen, okay? She wrote, Christmas. Is the new C word. My grandmother's a Christmas. Which is fine, I'd have her no other way. It's important to have an Irish granny in your life because they keep you humble. I'll give you an example. As a female comedian, I'd say one of the differences between being a male comedian is that when you post something online, people go for your looks. Men go for your looks for some reason. And it's not, none of this is, it doesn't matter what I look like to tell jokes. Do you know what I mean? To tell stories. It doesn't matter. And plus, male comedians look like trolls. So... But the men are just doing it because they feel jealous or they're angry, whatever. But they'll be trying to point out things about your looks. And I'm like, you think that can hurt me? My grandmother told me when I was 4. This isn't news to me. But that's why it's a little stressful to bring an American man back home to my family in Ireland. And like my ex is like Midwestern vibes. We won't say where he's from. But you can picture, okay, already you know what, you get it. So when I met his family, it was so different to mine because we were in a public space and they were giving him so much public displays of love and affection that afterwards I was like, I'm so sorry, I had no idea you've been molested. He was like, no, my family just love me. I was like, that is disgusting. Oh my God, if we saw that in Ireland, even though you're 29, we would call child services. So when he met my granny, it was Christmas Day. She's so cute, by the way. She's tiny little yoke, and she's sitting in her chair, and she has a quilt over her, and there's a fire. It's auntie, fucking wholesome, okay? He walks in, he goes, hello, Mrs. Boyle. It's lovely to meet you. Happy Christmas. And she looked up at him with a smile, and she goes, I want to die. And he was like, was that Irish? I was like, yeah. And then she looked at me, and this is the first thing she said to me. She goes, why haven't you gotten a fringe yet? A fringe is bangs. That cackle was evil. But I looked at my ex and I was like, I wanted to get them, but he told me he thinks they're unattractive. And she gets out of her chair, waddles over to him like as if she's about to defend me. And she looked at him and goes, would you not let her cover that fat forehead of hers? I was like, has it been you roasting me online for years? At Catholic Granny 44?